A lot of strange things are happening in the world right now. I'm seeing things I never thought I would see, really. Things have happened much, much faster than any of us would have ever predicted. It's not simply an outbreak that we're seeing, but a fundamental change in the trajectory of many of our lives and how we live and interact for the foreseeable future. And I'm stuck, alone, in what I believe is the most beautiful city in the world. This is that story. Okay, so here's the situation. I've been in this country for 21 days now, so 3 weeks, and it's looking like we're gonna go into a full-on lockdown. That's what all the rumors have been all day today. Everybody's been texting me. Social media is out of control. But basically in 1 minute, the president is going to give an announcement on what happens now. So this is crazy. And I don't know how I'm supposed to feel right now. Oh my goodness.
Françaises, Français, mes chers compatriotes, j'ai décidé de renforcer encore les mesures dès demain midi. Et pour 15 jours au moins, nos déplacements seront très fortement réduits.
So I just watched the entire announcement. I'm watching now the political, I suppose, commentary that's happening afterwards, and even they can't even agree on what the rules are now, what's going on. So I think there's a lot still to be determined and figured out. There seems to be a lot of exceptions, so I don't even know what's going on. We're living a moment in history right now, and I don't even understand what's going on. It's 11:02 right now, so in less than an hour, everybody's gonna have to be inside unless you have permission. So a lot of people are outside right now scrambling, getting last minute things done. There's this weird vibe. So I guess we'll see what happens. Okay, so here's a little update on what's going on. I've been here in this isn't even my apartment, this is an Airbnb basically. Doing my very best to respect what the government is requesting. And so today's a big day for a variety of reasons. I need to give a little context. Because this is an Airbnb and not a long-term solution, I was looking for an apartment because I only just arrived here in the last few weeks. And fortunately, I found something before everything started to get very, very complicated. However, in the last week, it's become more and more difficult coordinating with the people that live in the apartment that I'm going to move into. The situation is basically that we're headed to Germany where they have another apartment and where they were going to be spending the next 6 months. Of course, with borders closing and everything going on right now, it suddenly got way more complicated. They weren't even sure if they were going to be able to make it into the country. A lot of flights have been canceled. It's been bonkers. They have a flight booked for Friday, and today we are going to meet up at a secret location in the city. They're going to give me the keys, and I'm going to wait until they successfully make it to their apartment in Berlin in a couple days from now. And at that point, I can then move to my new apartment. Before we came up with this plan, we had the idea of waiting for them to basically arrive and then mail their keys from Germany to here. That's crazy since we're already in the same city right now. But it seemed like that might have been the only possibility when confinement began because we weren't sure how strict the government was going to be. Right now, as things stand, they're okay with a few specific exceptions, like if you're going out to exercise, you have to fill out a document that works as kind of like your hall pass almost to be able to go out. And so that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm gonna go on a run. That's why I'm dressed this way. It's unbelievable to me how quickly things have evolved over the last days and weeks. For a while, it felt like the situation was changing every few hours, honestly. Oh my God. I just hand copied over what I need to carry with me. This is going to be my hall pass. The reason I'm doing this is because there's an actual document that is available online, but you need to print it off, and I don't have a printer. It's essentially stating that I'm going to be doing exercise. That's one of the accepted exceptions. Not gonna lie, I feel funny even just going outside right now. It was only once I stepped outside that I realized that I was going to be witnessing a Paris that few people will ever get a chance to see. This is absurd. Like, what the hell? Look at this. Obviously, everybody wants things to go back to normal as fast as humanly possible, but I will say I'm enjoying the quiet. There are no tourists here, and many Parisians fled the city when people began realizing that a quarantine was actually going to happen. It's difficult to describe things. It doesn't feel apocalyptic or anything. Like, let's just be real here. This isn't I Am Legend or Castaway. I mean, there are still people out on the streets. It's just like 15 to 20% of what it usually is. And there are even less cars driving. If anything, it feels like going online and practically no one else is on the server. Hey, if we're in a simulation, maybe that's exactly what's going on.
All the stores and shops are closed.
For those of you concerned about me being outside, all of these shots were captured with my phone while on runs around the city. I'm doing my best to be responsible here, avoiding all people and not touching anything. As of right now, the government still allows exercise outside as one of the only reasons to go out, and I consider it an absolute pillar of my mental health. It really is something that has kept me from falling into depression in the past. That being said, I'm getting increasingly stopped by the police, and something tells me that this may soon no longer be possible, which worries me a little bit, even if I understand why they're doing it. Never again will I take my physical freedoms for granted. It clearly doesn't take that much for that privilege to disappear. It is absolutely bizarre to witness the quiet and calm at such iconic spots.
I'm gonna check out the top of Montmartre to see what things look like up there. Wow. There's like nobody here. This is crazy. Wow. Wow.
There are moments when I feel like this is a strange dream where I'm starring in a poorly planned film that's a cross between Contagion, Stranger Than Fiction, and Two Alone in Paris. Okay, this doesn't actually have anything to do with Stranger Than Fiction, I just threw that in there because I saw it when I was 10 and loved it. But I can't act for shit, so whoever is running the casting of this goddamn dream should get fired immediately.
Qui depuis s'en est allé. On arrange les vacances.
It's strange to think that we're all in this together for once. An old woman in my building said this was worse than the war, and I'm sorry, but I'm going to have to respectfully disagree. There's a hell of a lot of solidarity going around right now. We're on the same team, and we all have a common enemy. At 8 p.m. every night, everyone goes out to their balconies and their windows to clap for the health workers, and it's a beautiful thing I feel lucky to be a part of. So I hate to be the eternal optimist here, but there are good things happening right now. As for the keys, well,
Wow.
I got them. The people that were living in my future apartment successfully made it to Germany, which means there weren't any problems, and it also means that I can pack and move there and stop moving around, which I think would be good, especially considering everything going on right now. It's stressful being outside right now because I do not want to be dealing with the police. They stopped me 3 times yesterday when I went on my run. So I have all my stuff right here, and I'm literally just waiting for the Uber to arrive. And I just want to get there. While making my way to my new apartment in the Uber with all of my stuff, I was struck by how quickly the world and our lives can change. I think there are times when we start to think we're invincible because we think we're somehow separate from the rest of nature, so I guess we were overdue for a little reality check. Maybe it's time to slow down and course correct. Things are going to be very difficult for a while, that's pretty much certain, but I believe we can work together and make it through these confusing times. This is a test on humanity. A test on our patience, on our adaptability, and our kindness and understanding to others. For my part, to everyone asking me if I'd be going home to the US, the answer is no. France is my new home, and I'm here to stay. This is where I belong right now. It's going to take a lot more than this to make me leave the Frenchies, even if all of our lives have been flipped upside down for a while.
Toute la volonté